Doing my hair in the salon is something I'm always fully involved in, and I encourage everybody to be involved in the process of doing their hair as well. It's easier if you know about your hair and you understand your hair at least to a degree, so that you can pay attention to whatever the stylist is doing and you can contribute when necessary. A lot of the times these stylists don't really know how to handle natural hair, and if you're not paying attention, they will do something that is going to cost you your hair, and you don't want that. So let me take you through the process of installing this sew-in. I choose to do a curly sew-in for my next hairstyle, and I was actually going to do this at home so that I could film a tutorial, but I was so exhausted on this day and I literally just packed everything and went to the salon to get it done. But I provided some guidance on the entire process of installing the sew-in. I told her what to do, I told her how I wanted the braid down, and I was very specific, especially for the braid down, because I didn't want the braids to be very tight. If your braid down is very tight and they sew tightly on top of that, you will practically be unable to move your head well, and you may even have a headache. And I'm very careful when I install these hairstyles, because headaches are not always far from me. Any small thing, I'm having a headache. Any small thing, the hair is uncomfortable. So I do my best to avoid that, and if you have this problem, you'll want to take note so that you can avoid that as well. For the braid down, I told her to make the braids loose, just loose enough that she could sew on top of the braids. Most times they like to make the braids very tight so they can sew effectively or efficiently, and I think they also believe that if the braids are not tight, they won't be able to sew on top of the hair. But because my hair is natural and is thick, the braids really don't have to be so tight, and I have volume enough so that the braids can be thick and they'll be able to sew and get me what I want without stressing me in the process. So we did a little leave out. We left out just enough hair to cover the tracks, enough hair that was needed. We didn't leave out too much because I wasn't going to be straightening the leave out, and I wasn't also going to manipulate the leave out in any way apart from preserving it by flat twisting like I'm doing now. The advantage of picking curly hair for sew-ins over straight hair is, like I said, you don't have to straighten your leave out, and that's also a priority for me. Anything that will minimize damage and manipulation. So the leave out we left was the same size for either side of my head, and I did a middle part, so we also left out some hair. And for the hair in the middle, I asked her to just leave enough to cover the tracks, not more than necessary. Comment below and let me know if you make your sew-ins this way, or you don't mind leaving out a lot of hair and then you prefer to straighten the leave out, whether your sewing is curly or not. A few things that I did before getting this hair done: I had already washed and moisturized my hair a few days before this, and my hair is not straightened here, neither is it blow dried. I literally just came like that, and when I come this way, I always tell them not to straighten the hair. I literally do whatever it is I'm going to do before a hairstyle at home, so that when I get to the salon, they don't manipulate my hair in any other way apart from doing the hairstyle. So whether my hair is shrunken, whether my hair is already stretched, whether it is combed out, I do it at home, and then I come here and the only thing they do is the hairstyle. I do it this way to avoid any kind of rough handling on the part of the hairstylist. I don't like to take chances. Most times, no matter how many times you explain things to these people, they will literally be a little aggressive with the hair. So you just have to keep your eyes wide open and make sure that whatever it is they're doing is more to your taste. I'm sure you guys understand what I'm talking about. But in the case where the hairstylist has knowledge about how to care for hair, then you are in good hands and you may not necessarily need to pay attention with hawk eyes to what the person is doing. Here I was just braiding one of the sections to demonstrate to her how I wanted it to come out, and after that she went ahead to finish. Something I'm curious about is whether you guys think that styles like sew-ins are good styles for protecting your hair. Let me know in the comments. There are people who say that if you are trying to grow your hair well, you shouldn't be doing sew-ins, and there are people who swear by sew-ins. Every style they do is a sew-in and they never miss an opportunity to make a sew-in. For me, while I think you should pick and choose the styles that you do based on what you're trying to achieve, I also believe that you should leave room to enjoy your hair. You should leave room to do certain things just to experience them. For example, sew-ins. Sew-ins are not a style that I do all the time, but it has been been such a long time. I haven't made any sewing since last year, and I just decided to get the experience. Plus I have had these particular extensions for over 6 months and I haven't done anything with them. At first I was going to use them to make boho braids, but I decided instead of cutting off the tracks and spending the entire hair on boho braids, why don't I go ahead and install them, and if I don't like the way that they look, then I can just get rid of them. So different strokes, different folks, but just go ahead and do what works for you. Once they were done installing the hair at the salon, I did the rest of it at home. Here I'm simply touching up my makeup to finish up the video shoot. The only thing I had her do in the salon was install the hair. She didn't straighten my leave out, she didn't really apply any products to the curls, and she basically didn't touch the hair. The main thing she did was braid down my own hair and then sew these extensions on top of that. So to finish up in the house, I was initially going to apply leave-in conditioner and then brush out these curls to see what they looked like at the end of the day, but I decided against that because I like the way the curls looked after the install. I'm going to also try my best to see how I can preserve these extensions because the extensions are a bit scarce here. Before I could find the second pack of these extensions, it took a while, and I had the first one for several months. I couldn't find the second one, and when I went to buy the first one, I only saw one pack. So I'm going to do my best to preserve the extension since I like these ones until I can find something similar that will give me this exact look. So this is what the hair looks like before I fluff it. To fluff, I used a wide tooth comb and I gently combed it out a little bit at the root to give that puffy vibe. I repeated this several times and moved to the other side and around my hair. Very simple, very easy. The maintenance, I'm going to keep it very easy and very simple as well. I'm not going to do too much to this hair. I'm not really going to spray it with any product or any water, at least not until it absolutely needs it. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.